of the biggest pulls that Fortnite has to keep us coming back is the skins in the game. Fortnite's skins seem to be getting cooler and cooler, and with the new superhero theme Epic Games seems to be going with this season, I'm sure we're in for some seriously cool skins going forward as well. What you might not realize is that some of the skins are basically just references to other games, movies, and sometimes even things in the world around us. Hey guys, Arcade Cloud here, and today we're counting down our list of all the Fortnite characters in real life. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with some friends. It's free. Number 10, Rust Lord, Star-Lord. Believe it or not, we may have actually had superhero skins in Fortnite Battle Royale for way longer than you might have expected, all the way back from the beginning of Season 3. I am, of course, talking about the Rust Lord skin that you got for achieving Tier 23 of the Season 3 Battle Pass. This character is unmistakably based off of Star-Lord from the popular Guardians of the Galaxy squad of superheroes. From the name down to the red jacket, it's pretty obvious that Fortnite have taken some pretty heavy inspiration from Peter Quill of the Marvel Universe, proving that superheroes and Marvel have been on Epic Games' mind for quite some time. Number 9, Crackshot, the Nutcracker. For a Christmas skin, the Crackshot outfit is actually pretty creepy. I mean, look at those angry eyebrows and terrifying mouth. It's just super weird looking, right? Well, this creepy skin didn't just come out of the deranged mind of some Epic Games employee, it's actually based off the Nutcracker in the real world. Nutcracker dolls have been around since the late 17th century and originate in Germany, and somewhere down the line they became associated with Christmas. The Nutcracker that this skin is pretty obviously based on originally comes from a 2-act ballet that was created in 1892. The original ballet wasn't actually a big success. People only really remembered the 20 minutes with Nutcracker itself, and the thing has held popularity around Christmas since the late 1960s onwards. Number 8, Wukong, Sun Wukong. The Wukong skin in Fortnite has some pretty obvious origins, and they can be traced back as far as the Song dynasty of Japan in the 16th century. It was at this time that a novel named Journey to the West was released, featuring a character called Sun Wukong, who is a monkey born from a stone who acquires a variety of supernatural powers. He can lift his 8,000 kilogram staff with ease, can travel over 31,000 miles in a single somersault, and can transform into 72 different forms. He is also a skilled fighter, capable of defeating the most powerful warriors of heaven, and can command wind and water with his spells. Sun Wukong is one of the most long-lasting characters in the history of Chinese literature and has even been incorporated into some Buddhist legends. Number 7, the Reaper, John Wick. We can't exactly talk about Fortnite characters in real life without talking about the single reference that pretty much everyone has managed to get since the skin came out, and that's the Reaper skin that you get for achieving Tier 100 in the Season 3 Battle Pass. This skin is a really clear and obvious reference to the character John Wick, a badass assassin who is seeking revenge for the murder of his dog and the theft of his car. The Reaper looks a whole lot like Keanu Reeves and basically wears the exact same clothes that John Wick does, making this reference possibly one of the most obvious of them all. Number 6, Mission Specialist. Mission Specialists at NASA. Believe it or not, there's actually multiple kinds of astronaut that someone can become. When you're a kid and you're thinking about becoming an astronaut, well, it's not as simple as that. The type of astronaut you were probably thinking about was becoming a Mission Specialist who wore spacesuits that looked similar to the Mission Specialist skin in Fortnite. These Mission Specialists were astronauts that were limited to a particular part of the mission, like medics or engineer experts. Number 5, Alpine Ace and Mogul Master, Korean Olympics. The Korean Winter Olympic Games took place between the 9th and 25th of February, and all throughout that time, the Fortnite store was selling a whole bunch of skins to celebrate the occasion. The Alpine Ace and Mogul Master skins were a set of 16 skins, each one representing a different country, created so that players could support their country in the game. The in-game skins aren't exactly like the real-world uniforms, they're much more patriotic and overblown than their real-life counterparts, but they share enough similarities with each other to say that the Epic team probably spent a lot of time trying to make them look similar without getting involved in some sort of legal dispute with the designers of the original outfits. Either way, it was an awesome set of skins for an awesome Olympic event. Number 4. Valor, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is widely agreed to be the best DC Extended Universe movie to come out so far. It's rated at 92 on Rotten Tomatoes and pulled in over $820 million in the global box office, making it, by all means, a global success. Not only that, it was a groundbreaking film for women across the world, giving a much-needed boost in diversity for a heavily male-driven genre of comics and film. As the most famous female superhero in history, even before the movie came out, it's nice to see that Epic Games have given her a reference in the Valor skin. Well, you say a reference, the Valor skin is basically just Wonder Woman. Valor was one of the new characters used to tease the new season leading up to its release, and right from the beginning people compared her to Wonder Woman. From the tiara on her head to the armored clothing, the reference is pretty obvious, and hopefully we could see more DC-themed characters in the future. It would be pretty cool to run around the map as Superman or Batman, right? Well, let's just hope we get to see the rivals in Fortnite as well, because Marvel's already struck a deal with Epic, so that might not ever happen. Who knows? Number 3. Love Ranger, Cupid. Seasonal skins are something that Fortnite likes to do a lot, so it was pretty obvious they were going to do something for Valentine's Day. And what could possibly be better for the Day of Love than adding the character that's probably the most associated with love more than any other, Cupid. The Love Ranger outfit is clearly meant to represent the winged cherub that's said to help people realize their love for each other, although clearly he's a little bit more chiseled and well-defined than the standard Cupid you might be used to seeing. Cupid is the classic god of desire, affection, and attraction, and is often portrayed as the sun and the goddess of love, Venus, and the god of war, Mars. When the god first came about, he was portrayed as a slender, winged figure, but as time progressed, he steadily became chubbier and younger, and even acquired a bow and arrow that represents his power. The Love Ranger is neither a slender youth or a chubby child, so I can only assume that this character is meant to be what Cupid looks like when he's all grown up or something. Or after his trips to the gym or something, oh. Number 2. Battlehawk, Thor. When Epic Games announced that Fortnite would be crossing over with Marvel and Avengers for their limited time Infinity Gauntlet mode, we all got pretty excited, expecting some awesome new Marvel skins to come out alongside the new mode. But then the new mode didn't bring any skins with it, and we all felt pretty disappointed. But maybe you're letting your own disappointment get in the way of the obvious, because Thor is pretty much already in the game, because I'm 99% certain that the Battlehawk skin is meant to be Thor after the events of the movie Thor Ragnarok. Okay, spoilers for Thor Ragnarok ahead, because I sort of have to explain a theory for you guys to be on board with this one. First of all, we have to talk about Dusty Divot, the aftermath of the meteor that came crash landing down onto Dusty Depot, wiping it out completely from the map. We don't know who, but some government agency came along and put a big research center around the meteor, and during week 1 it looked eerily similar to the one in the first Thor film. Next up, there's the lightning trail effect. I mean, Thor is literally the god of thunder, and he throws lightning around like there's no tomorrow. Then there's another small Easter egg, the little suitcase with the name Thor written on it, almost as if the game is telling us about the new Thor skin's arrival. But finally, the thing that really seals the deal for me is Battlehawk's face. He has an eye patch, short hair in the same color as Thor's, and a beard that looks a little bit like Thor's as well. Quite a few people have made this comparison now, and it might not be 100%, but I think it was close enough to put on this list. Number 1. Diecast, Colossus. The diecast skin has pretty much only just been released, but with Deadpool 2 about to come out in theaters, it's pretty clear what character they're trying to reference here, the giant metal man Colossus. This character is a Russian mutant who becomes a member of the X-Men and is able to turn into a completely metal man. Get those green question blocks out, am I right? Talking Metal Mario stuff. In the comics, he's a talented artist with a strong moral code who will only very reluctantly use his powers in combat, believing that his abilities should be used to help make mankind better off. In the Deadpool movie, and probably in the upcoming Deadpool 2, he was basically the voice of reason for Deadpool's insane brand of humor and justice, which lead to some pretty funny situations. In the game, Diecast looks like he's much more of a violent character, maybe even a villain if they keep up on the main villain and hero thing, but it's pretty obvious that he at least looks like he was based off of Marvel's Colossus. And there you have it, our list of all the Fortnite characters in real life. Do you agree?